What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, November 4th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all very much. I hope everybody's doing outstanding. Happy Friday. Yesterday was chill. Today, things are not as chill, I'll be honest. They can start off chill. There is a chillness. The moon's still here in Pisces. It's going to start off the day with Neptune. And yeah, that could be chill, but it's also hypersensitive. Feeling every little thing, everything in others, everything in yourself. Feelings are high. Emotions are very all over the place. It gets a little scattered here, I'll be honest. Like, there's just a lot of emotion to process in our lives. And we're dealing with this Scorpio energy, which is intense emotion. So there's this really big, almost like a drill of intense emotion that's going on. And we're off the trines from the moon to that energy. So it's not as like harmonious, if you will, of like, okay, feeling this, like I can feel good in my own power, don't need things outside of myself. But the moon's also going to be at this midpoint of Jupiter and Neptune, which the midpoint of Jupiter and Neptune is getting squared by Mars retrograde, and the moon's going to square over to Mars retrograde in Gemini, which is, a lot of emotional tension. Like, this is where I feel like if there was a day of the week, like, this is where, I don't know, like, somebody could blow up on another person. Like, there could definitely be arguments, tension, disagreements of opinion, definitely could be deception. There could be deception being uncovered here. I haven't alluded to this, but it did, just kind of jump into my mind driving to the office today. I was thinking about the astrology a little bit, and Mercury here in Scorpio is sharing mutual reception with Mars in Gemini. Mars is at home in Scorpio, and Mercury is at home in Gemini. So there is this mutual reception in play, which, gosh, is actually helping us a lot through this Mars retrograde. We're lucky to have this. I think it's giving us a deeper look at our truth, a deeper look at information, having us investigate more. And I think that it's bringing so much up, which is a good thing. So I think that's a big part of today is like, there's going to be things that are going to be brought to your attention from other people. Of course, Saturn here in Aquarius. Venus is starting to square that Saturn. Venus is starting to oppose Uranus. And there's a lot of pressure here on Saturn, and Saturn's going to be a big factor in this lunar eclipse on the 8th, which we're just 4 days away from, right? So people, it's very interesting within relationships, within friendships, within the things that we value, Venus qualities, our jobs, the things that we're dedicated to. There's some truth that's about to get revealed, and it almost gets revealed through deception. It's almost like we catch a lie today. Like we catch somebody in a big lie. It might not be somebody in your personal life, definitely could be, or we see something on a bigger scale that is uncovered and, really like, oh my gosh. So I would say, pay attention spiritually, pay attention that you're not getting, deceived. You can definitely uncover anything you want to get to the bottom of right now, and you can feel everything. So in this time where, maybe we're a little unsure mentally of what the truth is of the situation, like, trust your gut. It's going to know the deeper truth, and you don't have to be deceived, especially with dealing with Scorpio and Pisces. This is 12th, 8th house energy, right? These are hidden houses. Like, there's hidden elements right now. And I feel like the square to Mars is bringing tangible sort of evidence to something. And it's kind of lighting that up. So just something to be paying attention to, if you will. However, it's very interesting, of course. We do have the sun at 12 degrees, and it's a degree away from the south node here in Scorpio. So tomorrow on Saturday, we do get sun south node. There's an element to Sun South Node that is extremely beautiful. And in Vedic astrology, it's very like enlightening. Like when you get like a Sun K2 in a birth chart, it's almost like they're here to just be an enlightened being. They're not here to go after all these crazy ambitions or, goals. It's almost like they're just here to be. So there is something about being in your power and really taking that for yourself and not relying on the essence of something else. Like that's where the enlightenment comes through. There's even Poseidon, which I don't have on this chart, but it is it's a trans-Neptunian planet, and it's at 15 Scorpio, so it's right in the mix here, which does rule like enlightening. It is a very spiritual energy, right? And I know Neptune is, considered Poseidon too, and this trans-Neptunian planet does have that quality, but without the fog, it's more of just the spiritual knowing. So there's a high sense of knowing and getting to the bottom of this Friday, but it could be very deceiving, and you could be seeing where relationship aspects, money aspects, Venus aspects in the world are something that's getting brought to a lot of attention right now, and really asking us if we want to like stay dedicated to this bond, So, because that's Venus square Saturn. Like, are we going to stay in this, or is this, are there too many stop signs that are keeping us from individuality, keeping us from the rebellious qualities and the rebellious values that we have to maybe break out? There's a lot of breakout energy. Just having Venus opposing Uranus, like this is a very liberating time. So don't forget that. And don't forget that any tension that shows up that you feel is really just trying to put you in a position to find your power and to transmute energy to get deeper into a life of your ultimate value. And then the moon is going to come into Aries by this evening, and of course cross over Jupiter. So amplification of all these energies, amplification of maybe spiritual awareness, maybe this enlightening energy. I do think there is a very enlightening energy right now, trying to really come through in your personal life. But there's also an amplitude of chaotic situations that could be showing up that really it is that ability to sense your own enlightenment and the wisdom that you have and what you've seen take place to like get out of patterns and to stop chasing things over and over again. It's not about the chase right now. It's really not. And then that moon coming into Aries kind of amplifies this warrior essence of, aggression in Aries, but it's also individual. It's also really getting back to your own personal life and starting things, trying things, and it's instincts. So there's instincts that are very high today, and it's coming through emotions, coming through spiritually. What are you going to do with these instincts? How do you act upon them? It is definitely a day of something getting uncovered where it's like, okay, I can't just repeat this. Like, I have to take action. And if you're willing to take that action, I think that you'll find mental clarity, you'll find mental ease, and you won't be as stressed out or anxious of what's happening in life or what's coming this weekend or, what this eclipse in Taurus is going to bring, but really getting back to your own personal needs and, not settling for less and dedicating to what that looks like and to who it looks like that with and the people in your life and the groups and definitely the individual values that you want to press forward with in life. It's a day for all that. And I think it can be a great Friday if you can let the truth find you and not get upset about it and not, purge onto others, but take, emotional responsibility and action for what's going to bring you the clarity in your life and maybe a shift or a change that will benefit you more powerfully on your journey. But yes, it's definitely a more ramped up day, especially coming into the evening when the moon makes that ingress. But even the moon square Mars retrograde in Gemini is that's very helter skelter. It's definitely putting us in drive, if you will. And it can feel like overdrive or warp speed almost because of what is uncovered and exposed or what deception has been, going on under the radar in your own life that does get exposed as well. It only got exposed to be transmuted and mutated into something that's letting you see above, instead of being, like with your head in a hole, like really pulling your head out and being like, wow, that was going on. That's not okay. See what the cards have to say. Got the Seven of Cups in reverse. Maybe there's a lot of things going on, a lot of different options, a lot of different choices. It's definitely time, I think, to narrow things down to what your value is and what makes you feel emotionally whole and what makes you feel powerful. I feel like there's a lot of different areas of life right now pulling at our strings to try and kind of take our attention away from what's most important. Really go after what is most important to you and really makes you feel the best. I think that's important. Oh, the Lover's card. Love the Lover's card. Well, I think that that's very important. Like, I think that energy of the Lovers is extremely important, and you're seeing like who's really bringing that solid, amazing, stimulating reflection back to you in your life right now, and you want to keep those bonds going forward, and they're just gonna go forward anyways. And the ones that are, not bringing that solid balance and that really strong feminine and masculine energy, these are just energies, whatever, like bringing them together in a harmonious way to create, because that's what it's all about right now, is what you can create. I think it's definitely a time where you can create by yourself, but there's definitely energy in life right now that wants to liberate and help you create too. And I think that finding that is very, very important, whether it's romantically or not. It could help you narrow things down and make a solid choice. And then we got the Justice reversed. It's interesting. It's like we don't want to make decisions. We don't want to, kind of drop the gamble and like bring justice into our lives. It's almost like we're so used to not getting justice that we're like, doesn't exist. The only upright card we got was the Lover's card. It's very interesting. It's like love is bringing truth, and it's illuminating and shining a light on everything that isn't of that, that's maybe taking attention or keeping you, lopsided somewhere. I think that like really getting back to like what you love, who you love, and the things that make you feel really connected and in a valuable state of being are like the most important things right now. And you really want to focus on those areas of life without sort of the chase, because there's no chase. It's just this natural magnetism that's bringing things together. The things that are getting repelled away are just getting repelled away. Stop trying to, don't justify. Don't try and justify too much also, I would say, getting that card. Trust your instincts. Moon coming into Aries, all this Pisces, your intuition, your gut, and your instincts have so much more clarity right now than the mind. The mind can go deep. It can uncover a lot, and it can expose a lot, but it can also get dark. And how dark do we really want to get right now? That's a good question, I think, to ask ourselves. I love and appreciate you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Friday, and I'll see you all for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.